Hi, I'm Rob Hadley at Vancouver Hypnotherapy, and today in our little series where we're working on weight control, we are now looking at portion control, size of portions. Now these days it's very, very tempting to put out what some of the food manufacturers measure as their idea of what is a portion. The problem is that those portions seem to get larger and larger and larger. With every year that goes by, we are somehow coerced or maneuvered into using more and more of their products. When you're shopping the outside aisle, as has been mentioned in some of the information which we've put with this series, you're choosing how much food you actually put on a plate. When you look for fresh foods, when you look for foods that don't come pre-packaged, you're actually choosing what you consider to be a fair quantity rather than what is being really pretty much forced on you. So portion control, a very, very important part of your diet. And what we focus on here really is understanding that enough really is enough. And it's really that simple, reminding yourself of this. As you perhaps have a glass of water before your meal, you're going to find that it becomes very, very much easier to just moderate the amount of food that you use. The body responds to subtlety, not to large quantities. It's very, very easy to just gently reduce the amount of food you use by perhaps either using a smaller plate, or if you're in a restaurant, giving someone else a little bit of what's on your plate as well. So let yourself relax very easily with this little self-hypnosis that you're going to hear in a moment. Choose a comfortable place to sit down, close your eyes and have a listen.
Now I want you to visualize in your mind a point about 3 feet in front of your eyes. Just close your eyes and visualize that point in your mind's eye. And as you think about that point, I want you to imagine seeing it absolutely clearly. And focus your mind now on relaxing the muscles in your face. You can imagine the muscles in your forehead letting go completely. The muscles around the side of your face releasing. And progressively now you begin to feel that same release around your eyelids, side of your eyes. Your eyelids even feel heavier. Maybe your head feels just a little heavier too, the weight pressing down, moving, just as though you're having a very light, gentle push forward on the back of your head. You feel that pressure there growing a little. And release the muscles around your neck, the muscles in your shoulders. And all the time now, you're drifting deeper, slipping further into this feeling, focusing your eyes in your mind's eye on that point 3 or 4 feet in front of you. Your eyelids so very heavy now as you feel the weight of them pressing down. Your arms and your legs feel so much heavier now. Your head feels so heavy. It's all you can do to keep your head upright as you drift deeper and deeper and sleep. Now, as you allow yourself to relax completely, the physical relaxation you experience gives you a secondary type of relaxation. It's an emotional relaxation. You're just letting any tension at a physical level go, and as you do this, you'll find that any emotional tension just fades away as well. It feels great. And as you get further into this feeling now, as you slip down deeper and deeper, you're going to find yourself very receptive to the suggestion that we are going to control our portion size much more closely. Now there's 2 or 3 ways to do this. The first is that before your meal you're going to make sure you have a glass of water. Now the result of this is that you will have somewhat less appetite when you sit down to that meal. One glass of water actually relieves some of the appetite. You will also feel slightly fuller as you eat your meal. Now, in the knowledge now that after you've had that glass of water, you're then going to have your meal, you're going to choose, where possible, a slightly smaller plate than you would usually use. You can experiment with this for about 2 weeks. I'd like you to try using, where possible, a side plate rather than an actual full-size plate. And you're going to put your foods onto that plate in a balanced and aesthetically pleasing manner. You're not going to overload the plate. You actually want to be able to see the spaces on the plate between the food. Now, this very simple method of using a very slightly smaller plate is going to reduce your portion size. I want you to remember that while you perhaps go out to restaurants now and then, when you're in a restaurant, the actual size of the portion is often larger than you actually need. And as a result of this, you may feel you want to give some of that portion to someone else. You do not need to finish everything that's on your plate. For you, the next little while is going to be characterized with the phrase, enough is enough. Now you understand that the body responds to subtlety. It doesn't need massive quantities of food. It only needs small amounts of food. You can enjoy your food, the flavors, the taste, in small amounts, just as much as you can in large amounts. In fact, when you have too much food, often you can start to feel nauseous or overloaded, and it detracts from the enjoyment from the meal. Instead, you're going to remind yourself that enough is enough. You're going to go for that smaller plate. You're going to be sure you have that full glass of water before the meal. And as a result, you're going to find that you actually eat substantially less than you otherwise would. And that's going to make you feel great. Now, in a moment, you're going to come fully out of this, feeling awake, wide awake, and completely engaged with the day. 1, beginning to wake up. 2, taking a nice deep breath to get some energy. 3, opening your eyes. 4, having a bit of a stretch. And 5, wide awake.